In the last couple of years, we've been witnessing a true renaissance of small pickups as people seem to start realizing all their benefits. But somehow, everyone talks about the Maverick, while the other half of the segment, the Santa Cruz, remains overshadowed, even though it's actually a better pickup in our humble opinion. Therefore, we decided to take a quick insight into the 2024 Hyundai Santa Cruz because it jumps ahead of the competition for 7 huge reasons. Number 7. Towing capacity. It may be small in unibody, but the Santa Cruz is actually a pretty tough tiny pickup that can be quite utilitarian. Even in the most basic version, the towing capacity goes around 3,500 pounds, which is 1,500 pounds more than most Mavericks can do, including those models with the hybrid powertrain. But the turbocharged Maverick is available with the 4K tow package, which increases its towing ability to 4,000 pounds, as the name of the package suggests. Well, Hyundai has the answer to this version as well, because its version with a mighty Turbo 4 and all-wheel drive system can tow 1,000 pounds more. It is rated at 5,000, and the number becomes even more impressive once you realize that even the mid-size Honda Ridgeline can't do more than that. Of course, these numbers are behind body-on-frame trucks, and you definitely won't be able to tow a boat with this pickup. But when compared solely to the competition, read Maverick, the Santa Cruz is a superior pickup. The same can be said with the payload capacity, which goes up to 1,750 pounds in certain versions, which is 250 pounds more than the Maverick. Moreover, with this number, the Hyundai Santa Cruz also beats the Honda Ridgeline, as well as a whole palette of body-on-frame pickups, including the Frontier, Colorado, and Tacoma. A pretty impressive achievement, we would say. Number 6. Interior quality. What impresses us the most is that the Santa Cruz combines solid capabilities with a very high level of refinement, and that's particularly noticeable inside the truck. There you can clearly see a lot of Tucson DNA, which translates to a very elegant dashboard design and very fine materials. All this is complemented by attractive color schemes, while range-topping versions can easily be mistaken for some premium badge SUVs. The long list of tech features only contributes to this luxury feel, as even the most basic versions come with an 8-inch infotainment screen and wireless smartphone integration. Base models also come with a 6-speaker stereo, HD radio, Bluetooth, voice recognition, and 2 USB ports, while there's way more to get in more expensive models. A duo of massive 10.25 screens is definitely the first thing you'll notice, along with wireless device charging, satellite radio, 2 rear USB ports, a Bose premium stereo, and the Hyundai digital key. The Santa Cruz can also be highly convenient thanks to the available features like proximity keyless entry, remote start, push-button start, a sunroof, a household-style power outlet, dual-zone automatic climate control, an auto-dimming rear-view mirror, 64-color ambient interior lighting, and a universal garage door opener. Number 5. Ride quality. We all expect pickups to offer bumpy rides, unprecise handling, and a lot of body roll, but the Santa Cruz is a completely different story. Of course, it benefits from its unibody design, and a lot of parts are shared with the Tucson. This pickup offers impressive ride quality. It is comfortable and maneuverable, while the steering is well weighted. To put it in simple words, it rides like an SUV, and that's highly beneficial at highway speeds when this pickup turns into a real cruiser. At the same time, compact dimensions and light but precise steering make it great for maneuvering in tight spaces. Of course, that's for an obvious reason, because the Santa Cruz combines its SUV chassis with a pretty advanced suspension setup, especially on the rear end where you can find a fully independent multi-link setup, which works well in combination with a typical McPherson strut at the front and ensures a quite impressive absorption of road imperfections. Add to this a pretty good braking power that comes from 12.8-inch rotors, and the driving experience becomes complete, especially if you pick up the optional Turbo 4, which we'll talk about in a few moments. Number 4. Practical cargo storage features. With a cargo bed that's a little bit over 4 feet and a cargo capacity that goes just around 27 cubic feet, which is 6.3 feet less than you'd get from the Maverick, it's quite obvious that this isn't a workhorse. But the Korean manufacturer did its best to make your occasional light utility tasks as convenient as possible. If there's one thing that makes the Santa Cruz practical, it's the solid number of very smart cargo storage solutions. Just take a look at the underfloor storage and you'll quickly realize that Hyundai engineers were learning from the best in this aspect, as a lot of things resemble the underfloor area found in the Ridgeline. Furthermore, the Santa Cruz features a retractable locking to no cover, several tie-downs and cleats, as well as a couple of molding on the bedsides to create a 2-tier layout. Finally, everything is super easy to access thanks to steps that are integrated into the rear bumper. Number 3. New XRT trim. For the third production year, the Korean car maker brings one notable novelty. With it, the 2024 Hyundai Santa Cruz should become an even more appealing pickup because we're talking about the new XRT trim level, which is mostly about visual upgrades. One of the Santa Cruz's key drawbacks has always been its controversial styling, which seems a little bit too fancy for an average pickup buyer. With the Tucson's front-end design, it's anything but rugged looking, and that's why we're looking forward to the new trim level so much, because this version of the pickup will look way more rugged. Compared to standard models, this trim brings a set of visual enhancements that include new fender flares, lower door trim, side steps, bed rails, and other similar details that accentuated the model's rugged styling. Furthermore, there is an additional portion of black details, which includes mirror caps, door handles, and unique XRT badging, while the black wheels are contrasted by the trim-exclusive orange center caps on the wheels. Besides exclusive styling details, the new trim also brings a couple of interior upgrades, such as black cloth seats, as well as a couple of additional standard features, such as an auto-dimming rearview mirror, adaptive cruise control, and leather-wrapped steering wheel, which is something you'd usually only get from range-topping models. Number 2. Capable Turbo 4. The Santa Cruz may not have a powertrain to compete with the Maverick in terms of efficiency, but it has a super capable Turbo 4 which offers notably more power than the comparable unit from the Blue Oval company. Namely, if you decide to go with the optional turbocharged unit, you get a capable 2.5-liter Turbo 4, which features a max output of 281 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. For comparison, that's 30 horses more than the Maverick's Turbo 4, as well as an additional 30 pound-feet of torque. Once you floor the gas pedal, the difference becomes notable, not only because of more power and torque, but also because of the fact that this engine comes coupled with an 8-speed dual-clutch transmission that's characterized by lightning-fast shifts that only contribute to the pickup's performance nature even more. In numbers, this combination of engine and transmission makes the Santa Cruz capable of hitting 60 miles per hour in less than 6 seconds, while the quarter mile goes under 14.5 seconds at the speed of nearly 100 miles per hour. Speaking of top speed, it would probably go pretty high if it hasn't been limited to 133 miles per hour. All that comes with a pretty decent fuel economy that goes around 22 mpg in the city and 22 mpg on the highway. If you're not necessarily looking for such sporty performance, the base naturally aspirated inline-4 will do the job. It's good for about 191 horsepower and comes with more comfort-oriented automatic transmission with a torque converter. The only drawback is the relatively low fuel efficiency, but on the other hand, this engine has been around for years and it proved itself as quite a reliable and durable unit. Number 1. Safety. The problem with most pickups, including the Maverick, is that they aren't equipped particularly well with safety and driver assistance features. The Santa Cruz, on the other hand, comes with everything you usually get from SUVs like the Tucson and Santa Fe, so even the most basic variants come loaded pretty well. Even the entry-level models come standard with goodies like forward collision warning, forward automatic emergency braking, pedestrian detection, driver attention monitoring, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, automatic high beams headlights, blind spot monitoring, rear cross traffic alert, vehicle exit warning, and many more. The list of standard equipment also includes driver and front passenger frontal airbags, a couple of seat-mounted side impact airbags, as well as side curtain airbags in both rows. All in all, that's way more standard safety features than you get from the base Maverick, as well as most mid-size pickups on the market. If that's not enough for you, there are several more options on offer, including some pretty advanced systems. Some of the highlights are goodies like adaptive cruise control and stop-and-go system, lane centering assist, surround view camera system, blind spot camera, traffic sign recognition, rain-sensing windshield wipers, and more. Thanks for watching and see you next time.